update call with all things MoveQuest. We're going to give everybody about 2 more minutes. In the meantime, we're going to listen to a little MoveQuest jingle, and we'll get this thing started for everyone. You ready? Let's go. Let's go, you know what to do. MoveQuest in the house, time to break through. Lace up your shoes, burn it up, no slack. For toes on the rise while we're on the track. Run, jump, hustle all day. Every step's a win, that's the MoveQuest way. Calories burning, we earn as we play. Burning MQT, no delay, no sway. Move your body, we on fire. To float higher and higher. Burn and feel the heat. MoveQuest, baby, get off your seat. Let's get it moving. We're burning up. Step by step, you rising up. Feel the rush, feel the beat. MoveQuest, the rhythm, got you on your feet. Let's get it moving. We're very fast. Every step counts, we're making it last. With every move, you earning grow. MoveQuest, baby, let's go, let's go. Hustle on the move, no stopping this flow. We're cashing in on stats, getting crypto to show. MoveQuest got the power, the future's clear. We're taking over, the time is here. From the street to the gym, we're taking flight. Every move's a token and it's feeling right. Step, move, groove, get in the zone. Crypto's on the rise, it's ours to own. Move your body, we on fire. Crypto flowing higher and higher. Burn, burn and feel the heat. MoveQuest, baby, get off your seat. Let's get it moving. We're burning up. Step by step, you're rising up. Feel the rush, feel the beat. MoveQuest, the rhythm, got you on your feet. Let's get it moving. We're burning fast. Every step counts, we're making it last. With every move, you earn and grow. MoveQuest, baby, let's go, let's go. Get on your feet, get in the game. MoveQuest, we're taking our play. Crypto's going, no stopping this beat. Burn those calories, feel the heat. Go, go, go. Set it up, feel the vibe. Every move's a wave. Come alive. MoveQuest, the power, it's clear to see. Earning with every move, let it be. Let's get it moving. We're burning up. Step by step, yeah, we're rising up. Feel the rush, feel the beat. MoveQuest, the rhythm, got you on your feet. Let's get it moving. We're burning fast. We step counts, we're making it last. With every move, you earn and grow. MoveQuest, baby, let's go, let's go. Get it moving, we're burning bright. Crypto business, we got the light. MoveQuest the way, we're here to stay. Let's go, we're on our way. All right, all right. Once again, we want to thank everybody for coming out this evening to get any of the latest and greatest updates in the world of MoveQuest. For those of you that are with us for the very first time, we want to welcome you to MoveQuest, the MoveQuest community, and everything that we're doing to help individuals improve their health and their finances simultaneously. For those of you that are new, MoveQuest is a move to earn application that allows each and every one of us to earn by doing the things that we're already doing on an everyday basis, day-to-day basis, getting up, going to work, picking up the kids, playing with the kids, going to the grocery store, washing clothes, changing the oil in the car, working on the car, whatever it is that you do throughout your day on a consistent basis is movement. MoveQuest allows you to leverage that movement in order to earn. More importantly, because you're being able to earn, it actually is showing and proving that individuals are making the conscious decision to move just a little bit more because they're able to earn more. Because in the MoveQuest ecosystem, the more you move, the more you earn. And everybody's here this evening, truly excited. We're seeing the momentum that's taking place in the community. We're seeing the value of the MQT token, which is the native token to this ecosystem, rise over the last 3 or 4 weeks. And, there's a lot of people that are extremely, extremely excited about what's actually taking place right now. One thing I want to highlight before we bring on our esteemed creator of this particular platform is that we have a promotion that is ending on April the 20th.
For those of you that may not be aware, we have baked into the ecosystem right now a way for individuals to actually take MQT, whether it's MQT that they go to the open market and purchase, whether it's MQT that's been gifted to them, or whether it's MQT that they have earned with their physical activity. And it allows them to actually put that into what we call the hatchery. I want you to think about the hatchery as, in the traditional banking world. I'm gonna use a certificate of deposit, or a CD, where you're able to put funds on deposit and lock it up for a specified period of time and actually earn profit on top of that while it is sitting. And at the end of that time period, be able to actually receive what you put on deposit plus the profit back into your possession, for which you can do whatever it is you choose. In addition to that, you're actually earning an equivalent value of what it costs to purchase miners. You're getting those upon the deposit of that MQT. Now, what is significant about that? Right now, we are able to receive what we put on deposit back until April the 20th. After April the 20th, we all still get, whether you're new or existing in this community, we will still be able to benefit from placing funds into, or tokens into, the hatchery. You will still receive miners for doing so, and you will still receive rewards for having put those tokens into the hatchery. However, you will not be able to receive your tokens back. This is basically a promotion that allows us to actually, I don't want to necessarily say for free, but almost as free as you can get, to be able to get miners and earn rewards at the exact same time, and get everything that you put into it back into your hand at the end of the term upon expiry. So I just want to let everybody know that that window of opportunity is closing, and it is closing rapidly. So anyone that has not taken advantage of the hatchery, or if you're on the fence and thinking about it, I urge you to really, really take a look at the long-term benefits of that, especially as you see more and more people starting to learn and hear about MoveQuest. And more people over the next days and weeks and months are going to hear about MoveQuest and the way the ecosystem is designed. The value of MQT can only go up as the community engages with it more. So as the numbers goes up, so does the value of our tokens, and the ability for us to not only increase our overall well-being and health, but our financial aspects in relation to digital rewards is concerned. So I highly encourage everyone to take a look at that and capitalize on it if you are in a position to do so. With that being said, once again, this is our normal Tuesday night update call, where we have the esteemed pleasure of having the creator of this platform come on and share updates and information about what's going on within the community, so that we can stay abreast and follow everything that's going on, so we can all be moving lockstep. So without further ado, I want to bring up Miss Lynette Artin. Miss Artin, are you with us this evening?
I am. How can you hear me good?
Loud and clear. Go right ahead.
Very good. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about the hatchery so I can explain it too, kind of on what you're saying. So the hatchery, when we created this, we wanted to give the current community some perks. So it's not even really a promotion. It was a perk to our existing community so that you would be able to take advantage of the extra. It's an additional mining pool. And there is MoveQuest in that hatchery, and you earn 0.0018 0.46 MoveQuest per MoveQuest that you spend to mint your miners. So it's actually an onboarding tool. But what we did was we inserted a perk for the existing community because you guys already have your miners, right? You're already mining, you're submitting every day. But we wanted you to be able to stock up on miners for when the leasing went live. So essentially, the hatchery was giving you miners basically for free because you get all of that MoveQuest back at the end of the incubation period. Plus, you're getting all of the MoveQuest that you're mining. It's that additional mining pool. So when you submit your proof of physical activity, you're getting the MoveQuest rewards from the actual daily distribution. But if you're in the hatchery, you're getting that additional mining reward as well. Now, on April 20th, that goes strictly into onboarding because the current community has had ample time to take advantage of the hatchery. And we extended it because we had quite a few people that were onboarding that were waiting on their reward. I'm sorry, let me mute my TV. They were waiting on their crypto to clear these different exchanges, Coinbase and whatnot, and so we extended it to the 20th. So on the 20th, it still operates with its basic function, except this is how you onboard. You mint your miners using the hatchery. So you're spending your MoveQuest just like you would if you were minting a navigator, right? Because you had to start with a navigator and then evolve it. So you onboard through the hatchery. You spend the MoveQuest to mint the miners, and you can get up to the Vanguard. And then from there, if you want to, go to a Titan, you would evolve to the Titan using the evolution feature. Now, for those of you who will onboard after the 20th and receive your miners through the hatchery, the MoveQuest that you spend, you've spent it, right? That is utility for the MoveQuest token. But you will earn 0.001846, just like everybody else does, on the MoveQuest that you spent. And you'll earn that for 222 days. And so at the end of 222 days, you'll be able to claim all of that MoveQuest that you earned, and you'll be able to deposit it into the top tier hatchery, which is the golden hatchery. You don't get miners there. There's no AVAX fee or anything like that to deposit into the golden hatchery, which is another perk, right? Because you don't need the miners, you already have them. And so I just want to clarify that that is an additional mining pool. It is also an onboarding tool. It's how you will purchase those miners using the MoveQuest. And as of the 20th, that MoveQuest, that's an expense, right? That's a cost for those miners, but you still get the perk of earning and mining. I don't like to use the word earning because you're actually mining these tokens from your proof of physical activity, POPA. We've coined that term. So there's proof of work for some chains, proof of stake for other chains, and for MoveQuest, it's proof of physical activity. MoveQuest is built like a blockchain without being a blockchain, meaning we have a sustainable self-funding ecosystem. And I don't know if you guys realize this. Those of you that are new to crypto, this might sound foreign to you, but those of you who are not new to crypto, those of you who have engaged with other crypto projects, you have to buy your tokens and you also have to provide the liquidity. That means you would have to buy MoveQuest, you would have to buy USDT, you would pair it, you would add it to the liquidity pool. In turn, you would get what is called an LPT, liquidity pool token. And at any time that you wanted, you would be able to withdraw your liquidity by trading in your liquidity pool tokens. You would get X amount of MoveQuest back, X amount of USDT. It's never the same as what you deposited because of the impermanent loss, and it would depend on the activity within the pool. This project doesn't ask you to do that because it's got a self-funding ecosystem. It's got utility behind the token. And so every time you engage with this platform, with our project, that is how the liquidity is generated. When you mint miners through the hatchery, you're spending that MoveQuest. It's removing that MoveQuest from circulation as of April 20th. It's very powerful when you think about it because right now everybody's going to get that MoveQuest back. And as of April 20th, you don't. And so that's pulling that MoveQuest out of circulation. It's putting it back in the vault. What does that mean? That means that in order for that MoveQuest to be sold, it has to go into the liquidity pool first. That means it has to be bought before it can be sold. This project never sells MoveQuest. It can only buy MoveQuest to pair to USDT and inject it as liquidity. So the community, you don't have the project competing with the community for the liquidity. You don't have rug pulls and you don't have any whales here. This is completely anti-whale. Are there people that hold large amounts of tokens? Relatively, but not really. Our largest token holder has roughly 20,000 and it's not me. Okay, I am not the largest token holder, nor is any of the developers or the designers or project manager or the core team or anybody, okay, that is actually actively building this project with us. So it's a very level playing field. It was built with integrity. It was built the right way. And the token goes up when there's more community engagement. Less community engagement, then the token goes down. The community literally drives the token, the market value up or down. So if you see people in the community who are overselling without a demand, you'll see the token go down. If you see demand for the token and not as much selling, you're going to see the market value go up. That's what the community does by engaging with the project. But as you're engaging with the project, it's bringing in that liquidity. When you mint the miners, it's going to pull MoveQuest out of circulation that can be paired to the USDT and added as liquidity. When you submit, you have an in-app fee that is AVAX. Okay, that's converted to UST. It gets paired to MoveQuest. It's added as liquidity. When you unlock DAC slots, that MoveQuest is paired to USDT. It's added as liquidity. The ninth DAC slot takes AVAX. That's converted to USDT. It's paired to MoveQuest. It goes into liquidity. When in the future here, very near future, you'll be able to join challenges. You'll be able to lease out your miners. You'll be able to boost. There's all kinds of things that are going to be added into this ecosystem. And again, it's pulling MoveQuest out of circulation, so it can be paired to USDT. It's injected as liquidity, and that belongs to the community. So the more you engage within the platform, the more liquidity that is building, the more liquidity that can be injected. Now, the ecosystem, it doesn't drive up the market value for the sellers. And so I pay attention. I don't always go into the chat, but I pay attention to what the community is saying. And then sometimes you'll see people say, well, when's the market value going to go up? Well, you don't want your ecosystem to drive up a market value for a community that isn't paying attention to the market, right? So if the demand isn't there, but they're still selling, you don't want an ecosystem that's going to drive up the market value for the sellers. What you want is for that market value to keep dropping for the sellers so they get less when they're selling it before there's a demand. And that allows the pool to become even more stable because that daily interaction with the platform is still generating that liquidity. That makes the liquidity pool even more stable because the more liquidity that's there at the lower market value, the closer you are to being fluid. Now, when the market value starts going up and the demand is there, now the ecosystem kicks into high gear. Okay, it'll maintain a market value when the demand is there. But then if you see that demand start to go down, then the ecosystem will just start injecting liquidity, and it will just let the market value drop for the sellers. The sellers demand a lower price, and the buyers demand a higher price. You have to understand this when it comes to the economics of how these liquidity pools work. And so if people keep selling when the demand isn't there, they're demanding a lower market value. They're saying, this is what I want. It doesn't matter to me if it's $5, doesn't matter to me if it's a nickel. I just want to sell, whether the demand is there or not. But when the demand is there, then it's demanding a different market value. Hey, there's a demand for the token, and the people aren't overselling it right now. So you really have to learn how to pay attention to the markets. MoveQuest is not a get rich overnight platform project. It was never meant to be that. It is that long-term, build that health and that wealth. And it's not something that, you're not going to, it's not a pump and dump. You're not going to see what you see with these other projects where there's all this hype and, come in and pump, and get it up there as high as you can. And then you got people in the background who are holding on to tons of tokens. They say, okay, it's time to dump it now. And then it goes dump. And then people who provided the liquidity freak out, pull their liquidity. And then everybody who believed in whatever they were told through the hype, they're still sitting here hanging on all these tokens going, now what the hell am I going to do? Might as well sell them because you got a couple weeks left and the project is gone. Okay, that's not what this is. This is genuinely built like a blockchain. It is not a pump and dump. It doesn't require the new money coming in to sustain itself. That's why you don't hear a bunch of hype around MoveQuest. That's why you don't hear us out there, come in, pump it up, get that price up, blah, 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 all the hype that goes on. You don't hear that here because it doesn't exist here. It wouldn't make a difference because you don't provide the liquidity. We don't need the community to pump it so that I can go dump, right? Because all your other projects, the creators are holding the biggest bags of those tokens. Even Donald Trump's official token is, I'm a Trump supporter, don't get me wrong, but that right there, that meme token project, that group that created that token hold 81% of the tokens. Everybody who got in that, billions of dollars are in that pool or was at one time. Only 19% are going to walk away with something, right? 81% is held by that group. Pump. Now, I don't think Trump understands crypto, okay? Smart businessman, love everything he's doing. You guys don't have to agree with me, and I'm not getting political. All I'm saying is even that token wasn't done properly. Not if you're coming in and saying that you're going to be, we're going to be the crypto capital of the world. That was a really bad one to start with. So what I'm trying to explain to you is that doesn't exist here. What this project is about is building that solid community. The more people engaged in the community, the stronger the project, the stronger your liquidity pool. Why? Because every day people are submitting. People are claiming their tokens. They're boosting, they're leasing, they're joining challenges, they're creating challenges. You're in the hatchery. That hatchery is a big deal. Think about it. All those tokens in that hatchery are not in circulation. They're not going to be sold for at least 222 days. Now, as of April 20th, the project can never sell them. So think about that. Everybody who onboards coming through the hatchery are depositing those tokens to buy those miners. And those MoveQuest tokens cannot be sold until they're purchased. That means they have to be paired to USDT, injected as liquidity. So you've got more than 222 days. And as the market value of the token goes up, it takes less MoveQuest. So you as a community, I don't know if you guys realize this, but there's almost 400,000 MoveQuest tokens that have been purchased through the ecosystem. That is future liquidity. That 400,000 tokens, they're not sitting in my wallet. They're not sitting in the developer's wallet, the designer's wallet. They're in the vault. And they have to be added as liquidity before anything can happen to them. So what does that mean? They got to be bought, not sold. So all of that MoveQuest in that hatchery beginning April 20th does not go back to the community. That becomes the community's MoveQuest. That's your future liquidity. So everything you do in this project, you have a stake in the success of this project, in the liquidity pool. The more engaged everybody is in the community, the more liquidity that goes in. For example, yesterday, I think there was almost $50,000 added to the liquidity pool. That's from the community's engagement. And this happens sporadically. It was just a few weeks ago, it was a few $100,000 that went in. Some days it's $10,000. Some days it's $8,000. It's all based on this algorithm and the activity within the community. And as this grows, you're talking about millions of dollars a day that's injected as liquidity. That liquidity belongs to the community because you're engaged in this platform. You're generating that liquidity from your proof of physical activity, from your engagement in the platform. So the hatchery, that's probably the most significant feature for this project as far as reducing the supply in circulation. It allows the market value to go up because there isn't as much floating around. It's a beautiful thing. I love watching this. You guys are doing amazing. This has been a very good, productive few weeks. It shows you guys how fast the market value can go up. Okay, we don't have millions of people in this project. Look at, I know, I always bring up STEPN. I have to laugh when I think about that project because 2 million people got engaged with STEPN and they can't even get a token to a dime. I don't even know if they're a nickel right now. Okay, that is horrid. That's horrible. Now, if you go and study that project, they need new money coming in. Without new money coming in, that token can't go up. Why? Because they don't have a self-funding ecosystem. They don't have the utility to back that token. It's based on new money filtering in. Our project doesn't rely on new money coming in. You're minting the miners. Yes, there's a cost to that. But if another person never came in, and every single person that's engaged in this community right now today there's daily submissions, the project is sustainable. And right now today, with the amount of MoveQuest that's in circulation, the lowest the market value would go is $5.76. Now, remember, every day, 2,500 more go into circulation. And so that floor drops a bit, a few pennies every day, if the community stayed the same size that it is right now. But my point is this, it's that solid. It's dependent upon an engaged community. It doesn't thrive on the new money. It thrives from the community engagement. It's completely different than any project you've ever seen. It's built the way a project should be built. And yes, you got to learn crypto, but who doesn't want to learn crypto? What an amazing way to become completely debt-free. I mean, I don't know about you guys. You're not going to get there anywhere else unless you hit the jackpot or you come up with something novel and create another app or something that's going to be the next big thing, create the next big Facebook. But how are you going to really generate that? I'm talking crazy wealth outside of crypto. I don't know of any way to do it. Crypto is an amazing way to really change your life. And you're already doing everything that you're getting paid for in MoveQuest, right? You get up every day, you are moving around, doing laundry, going to the grocery store, going to work, raking your yard, mowing your yard. I mean, I've gotten in the last 3 days, just cleaning up my yard from winter, almost 15,000 steps a day. Nobody else has given me a way to, earn an extra $25 a day doing that. But you can here, doing what you're already doing by engaging in your health, by making your health a top priority, by becoming more physically fit. And we've got people that will tell you how life-changing this has been for them. Coming off medications, losing weight, mentally feel better, marriages are better, relationships are better. I don't really even like to talk to, I'm not married, but like my significant other, him and I, after 20 years, sometimes we look at each other like, oh God, I got to look at you today. Now we go walking together. We actually converse together. We engage with each other. We talk with each other. I mean, we have to have something to say, right? When you're walking 5 miles a day, 7 miles a day, whatever it is. We've actually gotten closer because of this project. Because we walk together, we talk together. Our health is better. You know, he's lost weight from it. I'm gaining more muscle tone, so it does work. Maybe you guys think that sounds crazy. You don't have to go to the gym and drop a bucket of sweat every day. You don't have to spend 2 hours in the gym. You don't have to try to kill yourself to become more healthy. You just got to move more. And so we're proving that it's not about the intensity of a workout. It's about the movement, more movement. Push yourself to move more. We've got people here who are in their 70s and their 80s, and they're hitting 15,000 steps a day. They're starting to feel like they're in their 40s again. And they'll tell you that because this project, it's making you feel better. And you're mining these tokens, right? We're not paying you to do this. You're mining tokens, and based on the market value of the token, you get to exchange them, cash them out to your bank. It's really a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful project, if I may say so myself. How many of you love how easy it is to get started now? Has anybody looked at the onboarding process? It's so simple. Paste in your activation code, save it, download the app, and you've got a phantom miner just waiting for you to start mining. Within 5 minutes, you can be submitting that proof of physical activity for the day, and you can do this for 30 days, and it doesn't cost you a thing. You didn't have to buy a miner. It's free for you to use for 30 days. It's a phantom miner of the Trailblazer, so you're mining at 100%. Anybody new who wants to test out MoveQuest, that's all you got to do. Paste in your activation code from whoever shared it with you. The activation code is just their wallet address. And so it links you to each other on the blockchain so that you can get linked together. So in the future, if there's any other rewards or it's just connecting you. It's saying that this wallet is the one who shared MoveQuest with me. And if you don't have somebody who did that, just hit skip. And then all you got to do is download the app. Fund your wallet, your MetaMask wallet with some AVAX so you can start submitting. It's that simple. So simple to get started. So everybody's been asking for simplicity and we gave it to you. Then all you got to do is go to the miners section on your dashboard and you can get more miners if you want them through the hatchery. If you want to mint navigators, you can do that. You can evolve there. You'll see your phantom miner there. It's a lot of fun. We are also going to, we have a lot of AI work that's being done. Those of you who are in Discord, Dell is working on a lot of that. I have not reviewed everything today that he sent me. He sent me a whole bunch of stuff to review and wanted me to share it on this update, but I don't know enough about what I'm sharing. Aside, like, I know it's all marketing. He's doing a fantastic job. It's got if somebody has questions, AI is there to help them, walk you through the steps, give you all the answers that you need without having to go into Zoom. So for people that do have some basic knowledge of crypto, you pretty much are going to be able to just get any questions answered right there through that. Marketing, working on AI with marketing, lots of stuff. And we can bring that up on another call. We are working on the app going into the app stores. So hopefully, within the next 5 to 7 days internally, you guys will see the new app, okay, internally. And then by May 1st, the goal is to have MoveQuest completely in the iOS store, the App Store, and then again on Android. So just got a couple little things that we're finishing up, and that will be done. We've got, what else? There's so much going on right now. The leasing is done and ready to go. but we're working on a couple of features that we're going to be introducing here as well, hopefully by the 20th. I'm not going to say what it is just yet. We're still just finalizing some details, making sure that everybody knows what it is. Has anybody gone and looked at the how-to videos? Those are all there for you now. They're on our YouTube channel. They also are on the website under videos. So for anybody who is, wondering how to get started, how to download the app using TestFlight, if you're an iOS user, all of those videos are there. I'm sure there's still a few more that we're editing and getting ready, but the majority of them are there. They'll also be on the step-by-step portion of the website. Hopefully we'll hear something back from CMC in the next 5 to 7 days. We'll be able to take our rightful spot in the Move to Earn space, not only on CoinMarketCap, but also CoinGecko. Let me see here. Any other goodies that I am leaving out? So much going on. But a lot of things are getting buttoned up and wrapped up after almost 4 years of developing this project. We are starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And that's something else that we have under our belt that all of these other projects don't have, that have come and gone in that 4 years. There's been so many of them. And you guys that are here familiar with crypto, I've had people say, yeah, we went and gotten this project. They're already gone. So we looked up MoveQuest. You guys are still here. I think I'm going to get involved. Well, of course, we've got four years under our belt, right? We have definitely, we're here to stay. We're very solid. And I love having our community engaged in this project. I love watching people's lives change. And this is only the beginning, you guys. $12, that's a very low market value for this project. But we have already done, in our short 260 something days listed, what took Bitcoin 4 years to do. So while we mirror Bitcoin's tokenomics and the halving schedule, we've also got little details that, and tweaks, I like to call them, into our tokenomics that Bitcoin didn't have. So while we mimic that, the Bitcoin model as far as the tokenomics and all that goes, we did add in a lot more to the ecosystem. We do have many ways that create the scarcity for the token that Bitcoin didn't have when they got started, when Bitcoin got started. Why? Because who knows who was running that, right? Who created that? It just hit the market and there you go. Satoshi Nakamoto. Whether that's a person or a group of people or a combination of many people into that name, nobody knows. Nobody will ever know. We all have our suspicions and our theories, but I'll save that for another day. But yeah, you guys, everything has been amazing. Hopefully you guys are getting excited with what you are also seeing take place. Never expect this to be a get rich quick overnight scheme, because we are far from that. So if that is, your game plan with MoveQuest, it's, it can happen very, very quickly. Trust me, when this thing shoots to the moon, it's going to turn millionaires overnight. But it is done the right way. There is no pump and dump. There's no whales here. There's no way for a whale to even come in. Okay. That's why we are on a DEX exchange, because when you buy the token, you get it at the price you drive it to. And when you sell the token, you get it at the price you drive it down to. So it wouldn't even make sense for somebody to come in and want to buy $500,000 worth of tokens just so they could dump it, right? Because they're going to get it at the market value they drove it to, and then they're going to get it at the market value that they drive it down to. So it really serves no purpose. There was no pre-sale of the MoveQuest token, so there was no whales buying it up in the beginning. It didn't work that way. 200,000 were sold as a liquidity raise. That was it. So that 100,000 could go into the liquidity pool and be paired to it. So that was the extent of any MoveQuest sale. There's been just over 1 million tokens that were made available through mining and the liquidity raise, and only 304,000 are held. Everything else has been acquired by the evolution contract. It's sitting in the vault, has to be used as liquidity. So very strong liquidity pool, very strong tokenomics, and there really isn't that many in circulation. Think about it. 10,000 people on board right now. The market value of this token is going to be $200 to $300. Why? Because there's not an overabundance of tokens. We didn't sell millions of tokens so that everybody thought they had a lot, so we could get a big pumped up price in the beginning so that a few people could go and dump it. You guys are at the right place. You got the right project, and we've taken our time to build it the right way. Some people have complained about the time we've taken, but if you want something to last, you got to do it right. And we've done it right. And so we hope you guys are enjoying it. I know there was something else that was just on. Oh, well, I'm going to hold on to that one for a minute. I'm going to wait till a little bit later in the week. We are going to start creating leaderboards, and so people see how many steps are being walked a day. And the only ones that will count on the leaderboard are those of you who are actually using fitness trackers. If you're just using your phone, you won't be able to participate in the leaderboards and the things that happen there, because unfortunately, Androids have got probably hundreds, if not thousands, of apps that allow for manual manipulation of your physical data, which we're very, very close to capping that as well. So that should be exciting for all of you to be able to create a username, have a little avatar for yourself, and be up on the leaderboards for those of you who are genuinely with that proof of physical activity. There are many ways that people find anytime you do anything in life to kind of cheat the system, right? And so we do have people who use apps so they can manually type in their proof of physical activity. And these apps, they don't care if you cheat yourself on the data. They weren't expecting, like a MoveQuest app that comes in and does proof of physical activity mining. So we are very, very close to stopping the acceptance of that manually submitted data. Only actual data that comes through will be counted very, very soon. So we'll explain to you guys how all of that works. So if you're not using a physical tracker and you are somebody who's manually entering that physical activity, it's not that you won't be able to mine, but it's not going to allow that manually added data. And that's a big deal if you think about it. Let's say you've got somebody we have people that do this, right? I see people, it's funny. I went and met someone that's in our community for dinner, and I just happened to catch my eye. They had on 2 fitness trackers. That's perfectly fine to do. It's amazing, right? If you want to do that, you can absolutely do that. But when you have, think about it, 4 or 5 or 6 mining accounts, I mean, that's like having, when Bitcoin got started, you could use a little computer and mine a little bit, or you could increase your computing power and you could mine a whole lot more. Same concept. But if you figured out a way to just type in that physical data, or attach a rubber band to your phone, give it a little flick, and get 20,000 steps across 6 different mining devices, you are cheating your community, because I would bet that if you have to cheat, you're not getting off the couch. And so if that's how you're mining, and let's say you're getting 10 MoveQuest tokens a day, and let's say that there's 100 people doing that, 1,000 people doing that, then the ones who are actually doing the physical activity, they're not getting the MoveQuest they should be mining. And so a lot of people say, well, what do you care if, this is how people are mining? Well, I do care for the people who are mining it the proper way, and they're being cheated out of MoveQuest that they deserve. And because I don't like to see that, and because we've worked very hard to create a project that will last forever, we don't want the community to cheat other community members from the MoveQuest that they rightfully should be mining from those who aren't doing it the right way, right? Kind of, going around skirting around how it's actually supposed to be done. And it's a very difficult thing to combat because of these apps that are on the market. I mean, think about it. I create a health app. What do I care if you go in and say, okay, I did 20,000 steps. If you only did 2,000 steps, you're only lying to yourself. And so you can kind of understand why they don't go through to make sure that it's actual. Now, Apple, you can't cheat Apple. When it comes in through iOS, even if you manually enter data into your Apple Health, it doesn't come through the mining, okay? Because we don't allow that manual manipulation of the data. In iOS, we're able to stop it dead in its tracks. So it only brings in the actual proof of physical activity. So we have figured out how to stop all that. Hopefully that'll all be ready in the next few weeks. And then you guys, when you start mining those tokens, think about it. Those that are getting it by manually entering it won't be getting that amount of MoveQuest anymore. They're only going to get that actual physical activity they actually do, because we've figured out a way to make sure that manually entered data can't get in through the system. It's not going to be counted as proof of physical activity. And so you'll start to see your MoveQuest go up. And so you'll appreciate that. So every time that we see a way to make it even better for our community, we do. So it's not that we're trying to take something away from people. We're just making sure the people who actually are supposed to get it through their mining. So I guess my biggest thing there would be, get that physical tracker. If you really love MoveQuest and you love mining those tokens and you're really doing that physical proof of physical activity, you're happy about this, right? The only people who are going to be upset about this are the ones who are cheating. And I'm not worried about how they feel. They need to do it the right way. Put on a fitness tracker and go walk and get that physical activity. And I'm not worried about how they feel or how they think about, well, you mean I'm not going to be able to cheat it anymore and get, 8 devices and max out every day and still sit around and eat whatever I want to eat all day and watch TV. Nope. You're going to actually have to get up and do the proof of physical activity. That's what this project is about. It's about your health. It's about moving more. And I'm rambling on. I know I am, but I hope everybody understands where I'm coming from and why I have put the developers on making sure this gets taken care of. So hopefully you guys are excited about that and you understand why we're doing this. Makes it fair. Has to be fair. Has to be legitimate. All right. This is real life game. It's a real life Web3 crypto move turn game, but we want it to be legitimate with the highest of integrity. We want everybody to mine what they deserve, what their proof of physical activity actually mined. And so that is going to be coming very, very soon. So look for that to happen, and do everything you can to make sure that your data that's coming across is not being manipulated manually, or that you're not. I heard somebody the other day, all you got to do is, something with a rubber band. I don't know, give it a good flick and ding, 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 ding. It's going to rack up steps. That isn't going to happen here very, very soon. So there'll be some disappointed people, but we're going to have a lot more happy people. Herschel, I'm done.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You covered a lot.
Mm-hmm.
To say the least, you covered a lot. But, the major takeaways here are definitely leveraging the hatchery before the clock runs out on that. We love to see the progression behind the scenes with the technology. Having as you stated, having the leasing ready and soon to be getting ready to actually share with everyone. We like the fact that we now also are able to offer those individuals that either are apprehensive about crypto in and of itself, or just want to get their feet wet and kind of learn a little bit. Now they have the ability to leverage the Phantom miner to kind of look and see, look, feel, all that kind of stuff. And as well as those individuals that from a financial perspective may not be able to just come out of the gate right away. There's something here for everyone. And like you said, most importantly, for those that are new, I will say this is a great thing. For those of you that are veterans, been around for the last year or so, or what have you, that when you go and look at the way a person is able to onboard now in relation, anybody that was here between August and September, October, the way you had to onboard, or the way that you did onboard, as opposed to the way people are able to onboard now, is night and day. It has been totally streamlined and simplified so that more and more people can, share in the ease of the onboarding process. So it makes it easier for us to share and get more people involved in the ecosystem. And I'm pretty sure from a technological perspective, we look at this phantom that we now have. And with that setup, if you will, I'm pretty sure that there will be, in the future, there will be many more things that can be, arranged in and around, having that type of functionality. So the platform is solid, as Ms. Lynette just mentioned. It's been around for 4 years. It's not going anywhere. The sky's the limit. We're only going to keep getting better and better and better. And as part of the community, we want to keep sharing with individuals so that they can know that we exist, And over time, we will continue to grow and do better and better. With that being said, everyone, we don't want to hold you past the top of the hour. Once again, we thank you for coming out. We want you to keep getting your movement in, keep getting your rest, submitting your proof of physical activity, and mining the MQT token. Until next time, everyone, you have a blessed and wonderful evening, and we will see you the next time.